Panai, who are doing some sadhana, and doing some seva, doing something for the Lord, like that. And he's in the midst of all of them, means all is Durgunas at the bottom, and me and mine, all is ignorance, with the Jiva doing some seva, some sadhana, like that. That is the vision, in the midst of all. Anyway, when you have time, you go and see that very nicely is put there. But now to continue this thing, this karma is the boss down here. He is the cause for all of them, and I'll show you that. Okay. Once desire is there, all the other durgunas follow very nicely. So there's a desire for something. So now see, if the desire gets fulfilled, and desire is a big energy welled up in our heart, right? I want this, I want this, I want it. I don't get it. No, like that. No. If I don't get it, like such and such will happen. So it's desire and energy inside. If the desire gets fulfilled, then that energy metamorphosizes into greed. So the first thing, if it gets fulfilled, it becomes low. If it doesn't get fulfilled, then, oh, who is the man who prevented me from getting that thing? That energy now metamorphosizes into growth. If it gets fulfilled for that man before me, if he got the thing, see, both of us wanted it. He got it, and I did not get it. That same energy now becomes, that's called matsas, jealousy. If it gets thwarted by somebody who is reverential, like my guru, I wanted something, then the guru said no. Then you cannot get anger with the guru, isn't it? You cannot have anger for the guru. The guru prevented me from getting that thing. Then that same desire now, or it got thwarted by something beyond my control. That same energy gets metamorphosed now into depression. Oh, my life is over. I wanted that thing, and such thing happened, and I could not get angry. I did not have love. I could not get jealous. None of those conditions were there. It was thwarted by some circumstances beyond my control, or by the guru or somebody reverential. Now, depression. My life is over. Anything that happened after that calm, it is trouble and trouble and trouble. And this fellow karma also comes in many, many shades. Like it starts with very, very light shade. I think it's called asha. After asha, what they call ichha. After ichha, it's called kama. After kama, it's called trishna. And any shade of them is trouble only. See, asha is, I hope today it doesn't flow. Because like, I hope it doesn't. But I don't do any activity to prevent it or to get it or whatever. I just hope. And ichha, I do something. But if I don't get it, I am just, people say, I'm just going to try to see what will happen. This is called ichha. I want it, but not, it's okay if I don't. Karma is now strong. If I don't get, somebody will pay. And that last one, I call it Trishna. I want it so much. If I don't get, I will go. That is why people commit suicide. No, thousands every year commit suicide. And you see the statistics. That was Trishna. It was so much that desire for some whatever it was. And if it doesn't get it, he'll go. Karma, if he doesn't get it, that man will go. Who prevented him? But Trishna is such a, I will go myself. So there are all varieties of this desire is there, like this. So now Bhagavan traces the genesis of this desire in second chapter. The genesis of desire is where he says, my dear, you just see what we do as jivas, we look at objects, dhyayato vishayan pupsaha sangaste shupajayate, sangasanjayate kama, kama krodho vijayate. Like that ladder of descent. collapse eventually. Buddhi nasha. We meditate on objects, and now here is where a little bit of here's where Vedanta vichar is important. We meditate on that object, and we develop a deep attachment to the object, and we develop a desire for the object. Then that you know that how the world works. Everything that you desire, you don't get. Everybody desires to win the lottery. Who wins? So desire is not 100% fulfilled. Some desire will be fulfilled, some will not. So because I have so many desires, so many remain unfulfilled, and human being is such, I tell you, if he has 10 desires and 9 get fulfilled, and that 10th one did not get fulfilled, the dissatisfaction from the unfulfilled desire number 10 overshadows all the other 9. Correct or not? This is the nature of his mind. So, he said, from that unfulfilled desire, krodha comes. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. From that krodha, now, moha, delusion. Sammoha, smriti vibhramaha. Memory power and thinking power and all that. Reflection power. All that. Contemplation power, that. Good. Smriti vibhramaha, buddhi nasha. The buddhi cannot do that. That buddhi is as good as not being there. Cannot reflect and contemplate and all that. And buddhi nasha pranashati. I'm dead to my humanity. I'm not human being anymore. I'm just like the animal kingdom. Because what distinguishes me from the animal kingdom is buddhi only. And that buddhi has become dysfunctional. Then what difference is between me and a donkey? And one man went to satsang and he came back depressed. So the wife asked, why are you depressed? Satsang, you're supposed to be cheerful after you come back. The wife asked, why are you depressed? He said, no, in that satsang that Swami was saying, you know, in my next life, I could be born as a donkey. So he was depressed. That wife said, you will not be born as a donkey. He said, wow, how are you so confident? I will not be born as a donkey. She said, you will not be born as a donkey, I'm telling you. You have never born the same thing in 2 consecutive lives. That made him more depressed now, I think. But once we lose that buddhi, we become like a donkey only. There's no buddhi. He doesn't have buddhi. So now you see, all this started with calm. And what he said, how it starts? How the karma comes? Dhyayato vishayan saha sangaste shupajayate sangat sanjayate calm. Now that first part is critical. Dhyayato vishayan saha. Now let us study that. See, Bhagavan told the Devatas that he will take avatar. Bhagavan Vishnu told the Devatas he will take avatar. Why? To come and remove this Rav. So now when he was coming, Lakshmi Maya said, how you will go alone? I will also come. So she comes as Sita. Now see, he is playing the role of an ordinary man because Ravan could only be removed by a man or monkey. He's playing the role of an ordinary man. And Sita Maya also now comes to play the role as ordinary Jiva. So now she's playing that role very nicely to show how whatever is written in the Bhagavad Gita there is exactly what we do. So that there passes. So now there is a Vishaya object. And then what the Jiva does? Dhyayataha Vishayan. He meditates on that object. So Sita Maya looks at that day. And Tulsi Daji's presentation is exact. Bhagavad Gita is the script, and she is acting the role. Right? So she looks, and then she tells, oh, Tulsidas ji writes there, Anga Sumanohar Desha. Now, Anga means what? In Sanskrit and in Hindi language, when we say, means every single limb. We do that in Sanskrit language also. Now, how so you ever looked at any animal that they are passing, every day we see there? Do you look at every single limb? We don't. We just take a glance like that, isn't it? But yet his presentation is like that. Anga Sumanohar Desha. That means what? She looked at every limb and meditated on that day. Looked at every single limb. And now, why I'm telling this is critical, this is where the human being or the jiva makes the lethal mistake, deadly mistake. What is that? That meditation is done with preconceived wrong knowledge. And what is the preconceived wrong knowledge? When I'm meditating on the object, no, please don't lose this thread and all that. I'm at this bottom level here, and the mastermind at this bottom level is calm. And here we have to do all the work, because then only here we'll be able to move to Ahankar, Kumbhakaran. We're trying to remove Meghna, then Kumbhakaran, then Ravan. So now we have to study well this. So Bhagavan is studying this calm well. So the calm starts with Dhyayataha Vishayan Umsaha. He meditates on that object. And Sita Maya is demonstrating what the Jiva does there. And you know what your eventual outcome is. She sends Bhagavan Sri Ram to fetch a day. And the symbolism is immensely powerful in that whole thing. Symbolism is even the Lord could not fulfill a desire for his wife. Because desires are such, when you fulfill one, it becomes 2 and 3 and 10 and 20, and there is no fulfillment of desires. What a powerful thing. So anyway, she meditates on the object, and I'm telling that there the jiva makes the most critical mistake. He does it with some wrong understanding or wrong knowledge behind his head. And what is that critical wrong knowledge which he has behind his head? When he meditates on an object, he has made a prior misstep already, thinking that that object possesses happiness. This thing is called as durasha. This is called durasha. The first initial wrong, the first initial mistake which he makes, thinking that objects possess happiness. And therefore, when I get the object, I will get happiness. If he knows that object does not possess happiness, there is no chance that his mind will go there to meditate on that. But in the beginning itself, he thinks, if I get that thing, I will get so much happiness, because that thing contains happiness. So his whole effort is based on a delusion in the beginning itself. Now, by no stroke of imagination, ever any object in this world can possess happiness. That is a big delusion of a jiva. There is no such chance that an object can possess. That little bit of vichar we have to do also. You may not have done this vichar before, but let us do. This is important. See, heat inheres in fire. Heat inheres in fire. So we have this mistake, wrong understanding in our mind, that happiness inheres in objects. But inherence, in English language, inherence is something which is natural to that thing. So the heat is natural to fire. It is inherent in the fire, and to be shown, anybody who touches the fire will get burnt, isn't it? So the jiva has this wrong understanding in his mind that in the same way as heat inheres in fire, happiness inheres in objects. But because the jiva is deluded, he doesn't know that that is not true. And I told by any stroke of imagination also, happiness could never inhere in objects. And with a little bit of logic and reasoning, you will see that happiness cannot be an object. People say, no, Swami, but when I got that object, I became so happy. Because of that, they conclude, and jivas are known for doing that. We come to wrong conclusions all the time. So we see that just now. But how the rishis have given nice logic to show that happiness cannot be there in objects. And the first one, look here. If happiness inhered in objects, like how heat inheres in fire, and fire burns everybody equally. But if happiness was there in the object, whoever came in contact with that object should also feel the happiness. Huh? But you know that is not true. This one object will make this man happy, and it will make that man miserable. Same object. So if happiness was inherent in that object, it should have made both of them happy. One fellow went to an insane institution. What in local language we call madhouse. So he saw a fellow sitting on a rocking chair, and that fellow was rocking like this. And he was saying, oh, Lulu, oh, Lulu. So he asked the doctor, what is wrong with this man? He's going Lulu. Doctor said, you see, this fellow, Bechara, he used to be married to a lady named Lulu. And all his happiness was from Lulu. And then what happened? Lulu was called. So, yeah, Lulu left him. And all his happiness came from Lulu only. Then he became Pagal. So he said, oh, sorry to hear about that, doctor. I know I understand. So he left that room and he went to the adjoining room. In that room also, one fellow, again, they're sitting in a rocking chair. And he also was going, oh, Lulu. Oh, Lulu. What happened to him now? He said, you see, when that Lulu left that fellow, she married this fellow. And that fellow was getting only joy from Lulu, and this one is only getting misery from Lulu. And if Lulu had happiness, and both of them should have gotten happiness like that. But the same object in this world, you will see that with all the objects you do. You go there and you see this little Volkswagen Beetle, this bug, and you say, oh, what a nice car. You get so much joy from seeing that car. And that other man comes and sees this bug, and he tells, look, don't bug me to buy this car, isn't it? He thinks this is the ugliest thing on the earth. So the same car gives so much of disgust to this fellow and gives so much of joy to that fellow. So where is the disgust and the joy coming from? Not from the car. In this world, in this universe, all objects, all Vishaya, they're all neutral only. Everything in the world is neutral only. We superimpose the happiness on that object, and then we run after the object. It's a very peculiar state of ignorance about jiva and delusion. This jiva is so deluded that he superimposes the happiness on the thing, and then he runs after that. Mullah Nasruddin, you heard? Mullah Nasruddin one day was sleeping on a bed here, on the ground floor. And outside his window, all these children were playing and running and jumping and screaming. That's what children do. So Mullah Nasruddin could not sleep. So he put his head outside the window and he told his children, hey, look, you all don't know. Look at Seth at the end of the street there. He's giving free ice cream. And then what happened? All these children, they ran away there to get free ice cream. As they were going on the street, they told the other children, look, this Seth is giving free ice cream, you all come. So the other children joined. And those children told their parents, and the parents joined. Those parents, they WhatsApp the other parents. No, everybody was. The whole street was going there for free ice cream. Then Mullah heard so much commotion on the street, he put his head out the window again. And he saw so many people walking there. He came out now. Said, where are you all going? They said, you don't know? That Seth is giving free ice cream there. He said, really? He also joined with that. Now look here. He started it only, and now he became a victim of whatever he only started. But this is exactly what we do. We superimpose the object on the happiness on the object, and then we run after it. And when we don't get it, we get disappointed and angry and dejected and depressed and everything. And in the first place, I only superimpose that thing there. The second piece of logic to show that thing is, it cannot be in that object. This is very nicely the rishis have given. And look here, fire will burn you today, fire will burn you tomorrow, and fire will burn you forever. But it is also seen that the same object that will give you happiness today, that same object will give you misery tomorrow. Not only one object will make one happy and another one miserable. The same object. You get your nice car and you're driving so happy and everything. And then after 10 years, that car shuts down on the highway. Then you think, the same car is giving me so much of joy now. Look, it has me in the middle of the boonies here nowhere. You come out and give a kick to the car. But the world is like that. The same object will give happiness today, tomorrow it will give misery only. Like this, nicely the rishis are given so much of logic to show that happiness does not inhere in object. But when he is doing a Vishayan, Jayato Vishayan Bhuksa, when the human being is meditating on this object, he has not been educated as to what delusion and what superimposition is. So there is a superimposition of happiness on the object, and with that superimposition, he meditates, oh, this one will make me happy, this one will not make me happy, and like that. He's meditating on which object will make him happy. So now, at the end of the third chapter, you know what Bhagavan said? This line comes very powerfully there. He tells, my dear, this karma, which is born from this type of thing, meditating on the objects and attachment and desires, karma there. He said, Jai Shaktru Mahabaho, Rupam, Rasadam. You slay this thing called as karma. That is the source of all the problems here at the bottom. And if I don't take care of these things here at the bottom, then what to talk? If I don't finish high school, you want to do PhD already or what? If I don't finish the high school, I cannot go on doing PhD. So here I have to finish this. Now, one other big question which I answered, they also came that day. People say, no, the Shastras also say what people say. And whatever we do only by some karma. If karma is not there, desire is not there, we'll do nothing. You wouldn't have come today here if there was just some desire. So we say, yes, we have to chasten our desires. Means to say, we have to now look at all our desires and we have to narrow them down, all unwanted, undesirable, useless desires and all that kind of thing. We remove them and we keep only those desires which are beneficial to me and to society and which is going to make me evolve and all that kind of thing. That's why Rishi said we should have mukshutva. It's the most noble desire of all desire. Mukshutva muktum ichhami means I want mukti. If that is our guiding desire, all the others will fall in place. I have to have desire for mukti. Now suppose I have right now desire to make money, let us say. Because all of us migrate to this country to do that only. I desire to make money, right? I have to now see how that desire is going to fit into my bigger desire of mukti. If I only have desire to make money, full stop, that is pure samsara only. That is going to lead to so many, one misery after another, one disappointment after another, one rejection after another. If my desire is only to make money. But it is okay if I have a desire to make money, but I fit that into a bigger program of a desire for mukti. I have to now study the Shastras and listen to discourses and all that kind of thing, and now figure out how to fit that desire into the bigger desire. If it is all by itself, that will lead to one misery, one bondage after the next. Punarapi jananam. So in Sanatana Dharma, we don't say you should not have desires. Whatever desire you want. But make sure that fits into the bigger desire of mukti. That should be the guiding desire. You see? And that we break down into simpler ways. We say like this, all your desires put like this, then you divide them into half. Legal desires, illegal desires. Then you drop this half. Now you keep all legal desires. When legal desires are there, now you say the legal desires also, you keep moral desires, immoral desires, because there are many things which are very much legal but totally immoral. Like drinking and smoking and marijuana and gambling and all the others. Ganja. They are legal or not? Legal only. But are they moral? So you see, all legal desires, you split again like this, moral and immoral. So all immoral we throw them. Now we keep here all moral. The moral also in this Ramcharit Manas, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere, we talk about those things which are hita and ahita. Which Tulsidas called as Bahu Karma. This thing is beneficial or not beneficial? Because we engage in so many useless karmas. Totally useless. So hita, ahita. So ahita means, so now hita, beneficial. Now we ask one more question there. Hita for who? Beneficial for who? If it is beneficial for me again, then again it's called selfish karma. So it should be beneficial for me and beneficial for others also. No moksha, correct. I have for my own moksha. But jagadhitaya for the benefit of the world. Our mukti is through the world. Our mukti is not just by ourselves. I have to do seva for humanity. Loka sangramevapi sampashyam kartumana. See, my dear Arjuna, Bhagavan is telling to Arjuna. Your mukti will come by you serving the world. Like how Janaka and all the others serve the world. So the desire now should be hita for me and for the world. So we narrow down that. And finally, we are left. This, for the benefit of the others and benefit of me, is really what is called the route to moksha. So when we say get rid of desires, Bhagavan then Jai Shatru Mahabahu, kill this desire. We are telling it's not practical to kill all desires, but we have to do this purification of desires. Chastening of desires starts by telling that. Desire should be chastened. Is I now narrow it down to the best type of desires. So then I take care of this fellow here on the bottom. And a lot of them also go away, and the program given there by Bhagavan for them to go away is what is called as Karma Yoga. That is what we have been seeing there this few days. Karma Yoga. You do what you do your work, do your duty, do your prescribed duties and all, and do it as an offering to Bhagavan. Detach from that result, offer it to Bhagavan. And whatever the result comes, accept that thing with prasad. That is his prasad to me. Right, do it. And you have to bring it down to the level of your families and all that. I'm taking care of his children, I'm taking care of my office, I'm taking care of his company, I'm doing all that for Bhagavan. Otherwise, how we work is selfishly. We are doing it for us. We have to do selflessly, not selfishly. Because selfishly is a little bit fishy. We have to do selflessly and do it for the Lord. This company belongs to the Lord. This nation belongs to the Lord. These children belong to the Lord. Everything belongs to the Lord only. I'm doing it for the Lord. Karma Yoga. So when we do the karma, whatever we are doing, with selfish desires, that thing will keep me bound life after life. When we do the same karma with selfless, I still have a desire to bring benefit to humanity. Selfless desire, it will free me from karma bondage. All right. All right. So now this is taking care at the bottom here, and this now me and mine, which is called as ahankar, which is kumbhakaran has to be removed also. So this me and mine, we have to start thinking what? Nothing in this world belongs to me. And look here. In this world, we cannot even make one atom. Take whatever resource you want in this world and make an atom. Let us see. Take everything. Take how many billions of dollars you want. Take whatever land space you want. Take whatever knowledge and university and technology you want. Make an atom. We cannot even make one atom. And how we have a strong sense that this thing is mine, this thing is mine. We came in this world with our hands empty, and we will also leave it. It is said when Alexander died, he told his people, when I die, you all make 2 holes in the coffin and put my hands outside like this. So they made 2 holes in the coffin and they did like this. They put his hand outside. And before that, they were asking, why do you want your hands outside when you die? He said, I want the whole world to see I'm going empty-handed. Nothing. So we came with 0 and we will leave with 0. In between there, we have such a strong feeling that this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And if you touch it, I'll break your arm. So we go on thinking, really, everything belongs to Bhagavan. It's his only. And for the time being, he's just given me the privilege to use it. He's given me the privilege to, be with it or whatever. So that includes people, place, animal, or thing, anything. All belongs to Bhagavan. How nicely the bhajan. Tere jaise lakho hai. Lakho is mati ne khaye. Like me and you, millions have come. And what happened? The earth swallowed us. We think this earth is mine. The earth is not yours. The earth doesn't belong to you. You belong to the earth. You came from the earth and again you will dissolve into the earth only. Not this feeling of me and mine. Without me, nothing could happen. And if two things are there. Nirmamo nirahankara sashanti madhigati, he says. The one who gives out this feeling of me and mine, he reaches the state of supreme shanti. So again and again, I have to go on reflecting. There is no logical way to say, I own this thing. Let us say, I'll show you. I'll do a little bit of vichar. I own it, mine. Don't touch it, I'll break your hand. Suppose you say, then you ask, how it became yours? What do you mean how it became? I worked and I got money and I bought it. So therefore it is mine. So if you see that, and you do a little bit of vichar on that now, I worked, I got money, I bought it, and therefore it is mine. So every single statement which you just made there is all part of the delusion also. Right? All statements belong to part of the delusion. So first of all, this was not made by you. Let's just simply use that. This was made in China. By some poor Chinese, labor. So then, you said you worked and you got money and then you bought it. And if for working, you need instruments, you need energy, you need knowledge for doing that work, right? So the instrument is the body. But this body came from where? This body came from all the aloo and chana and chapati you ate. The body belongs to the chana tree, to the wheat grain, isn't it? The body came from that. Did you make wheat or what? We cannot, I told you we cannot make an atom even. So the body came from all the food. Anat Bhavanti Bhutani. In the chapter, you know that. All the food we eat. So the body not just belongs to the trees and plants and all of that. It's an instrument. Then you need energy. All energy on the earth we know come from the sun, Surya Bhagavan. Okay, the energy is captured by the plants, it comes into the plant and you eat it and then you get the energy. Then you need knowledge. But you did not invent any knowledge also. You got knowledge from this teacher and that school and that university and there and everywhere, books and now Google Guru. So you're getting all your knowledge from Google, yes. You know why they could not kill Shivaji? They were looking for Shivaji to kill him. You know that? Muslim people, they were looking for Shivaji to kill him. You know why they could not find him? Because they only had Mughal, not Google. If they had Google, they would have found any longer. Anyway, so the knowledge came from again somewhere, Shastras of that world. So I did not make the instrument. I did not make the energy. I did not make the knowledge. I made absolutely nothing. So that is what now I use all of them and I got money. I also did not make the money because I printed by treasury. So everything that went into that thing, I did not make one iota of any of them. But somehow, mysteriously, because of delusion, in the end, when all that is finished, I say this is mine. It's a part of the delusion, actually. So now, that kind of thinking is supposed to remove this feeling, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Because I came into the world and met it, all was there over there already. And for thinking about me, that also. I mean, without me, this will not happen. Without me, that will not happen. If I were not there, this temple would not have been built. I mean, look here. If Bhagwan wants this temple, whether you are there or not, this temple will be built. If you are not there and Bhagwan wants this temple, he cannot get it built or what? Then what Bhagwan is Sarvashaktiman Ishvara. Sarvashaktiman Ishvara can get whatever done. Why I think I am so important. All these things cause ego to go on. Without me, I'm indispensable. We think. I'm indispensable. Without me, this thing would not have happened. That thing would not have happened. Would not have happened and all. That is not true. That thing might have happened better. You don't know. Okay. See, one day, one fellow, he died on the ground floor of his house. And he was the only, what they call, breadwinner in that house. Now there's only one breadwinner in the house. And he dies, everybody became miserable. And because he was the sole breadwinner, he used to think that he's indispensable also. So he used to shout at everybody, hey, bring my chai, bring my shoes, bring my socks, wash this clothes, iron that thing. Look, he's the sole breadwinner, he's bullying everybody in the house. Without me, all of you will die. Now when he died, everybody realized really the sole breadwinner is. So a lot of crying and shouting and weeping and wailing and everything was there. And then the police came and the DMO came and all who came there and authorities and all, and they did all that whatever paperwork and they were taking him out that door. And while he was going out, one arm was hanging out the stretcher like this. And that arm hit the doorpost. And when he hit the doorpost, he came back alive. So everybody, only crying, everything stopped. Because and then he asked, what happened? No, you had died. They explained to him. He said, no, but I'm okay now. All the authorities, everybody went away, and all the undertakers who had come and all that, they all went away. And he came back. And he went back to his same old bullying thing. Bully this one, bully that one, get this, get that, order everybody around, push everybody around, this, that, and all that. And then he continued like that for another 6 months. And then after 6 months, again he died. And again, repeat thing. Repeat. And all the authorities came there. And they were taking him out again. And this time, while they were taking him out, the wife was standing there and she shouted, watch out for that doorpost, eh? Means let him. Because he came back bullying everybody there. And in that 6 months, they realized he had died before. And if he had really gone, what we would have done, people had enough time to think. I mean, they realized he's not indispensable. Nobody is indispensable. That kind of thing. Now see, this type of thinking, when we do think here, there's me and mine, Abhiman, ego, and all this, all this layer. So the calm, growth, low, all of this layer here. And now this layer, we have to think like this. More and more, when we prepare the mind here and prepare the mind there, we will meet some nice teacher, some nice guru. We'll be able to study Shastras and all that kind of thing well. And when we study the Shastra and all well, we will acquire knowledge and be able to contemplate, because our mind will be freed from these things. Contemplate, ruminate, ponder, meditate well on that knowledge, and we'll be able to remove that more ignorance, ajnana, avidya, ravan. So, Meghnad, Kumbhakaran, and Ravan eventually at the top there. This is the journey given there in the scriptures very nicely from a Vedanta standpoint. And if we follow nicely the system, this process, we'll be able to remove this ignorance and realize our own true nature. And we have, I told, different types of sadhanas, different types of things to do now at different levels, and we just have to now follow. Get one of them and follow. All right, now I'll stop. I have been talking for 1 hour and 20 minutes now. That is a long talk. And if you want to ask any questions, I'll answer that. I'll try. Ask me easy questions.
Thank you, Swamiji. Very enlightening talk. Anyone have questions to discuss? Please.
Go ahead. No,
Please.
So I totally understand the object, and the happiness is not left to the object. I understand. But what about like ice cream? Who doesn't like ice cream? I like like to go and have ice cream, and then I feel like that I'm in paradise, and then I overeat that ice cream. And I know that happiness is not with ice cream. It is somehow my mind is attached to that ice cream, and my mind is getting that happiness. I understand that knowledge, Swami, but when I see the ice cream, I just fall into the whole trap again.
The delusion is.
Do I need to keep your picture in my like in my thing so that Swami is telling me now happiness is not happiness. How do I avoid that delusion?
It's a very good question, actually. So there, I told I will explain that mechanism. I knew there will come up. The mechanism is like this. When the agitation is there in the mind, I love this ice cream, I want this ice cream, I've gotten happiness from this ice cream. All that put together in the mind is a big agitation. Until I get this ice cream, I will not rest peacefully. And all that together is going on in the mind. When I acquire the ice cream, right, when I get it, that time, what happens is the agitation, which was there in the mind, that agitation ceases. When the agitation ceases, the background Satchidananda is able to beam out in that mind. And so the mind feels great joy. But the joy is not coming from the ice cream, it is coming from the background Satchidananda, and it is reflecting in the quiet mind. When the mind was agitated, it was not able to reflect properly. But now the mind has become quiet upon the acquisition of the thing. So the background Ananda comes out in the mind in full force. So I say, aha. Now there is a concomitance between the cessation of the agitation and the beaming out of Ananda. And that concomitance is wrongly superimposed upon the acquisition of the object or upon the object. Thinking, oh, it really came from the object, when it really came from, in truth and in fact, it really came from inside. So that concomitance, in the concomitance, there is a mix-up. Means the two things happening at the same time, and I don't know where it came from. The acquisition and the beaming out of the joy happen at the same time. Means the time difference between them is negligible. We cannot discern that time. One follows the other, of course, but the discerning mind cannot really discern that subtle thing. So we superimpose. So that time when it comes, and your question is more, which is better at the ordinary level, which is good. And that is, when it comes, we don't say you should not have ice cream. We say you have the ice cream as much as you want. You can overeat also, but you will have to face the consequences only. But no, but you can have the ice cream. We say, have it with this knowledge. If I have it with the knowledge that it is coming from the ice cream, then I'm doing the act with ignorance. I'm doing the act with delusion. If I know it is coming from me, and one more thing to prove that it is not in the ice cream, right there itself, is you will like chocolate, but you give the other man chocolate? Well, forget the other man. You give me chocolate, it's the worst thing for me. You give me misery only. So you had so much joy from the same chocolate ice cream, and when you give me. So what we say, no problem. Do whatever it is in this world. You can have that ice cream, you can have that pizza, whatever thing you want. Of course, now you have to think about the other consequences, the health consequences and all those things, right? That's a different matter. Have it, but with the right knowledge. Not with the knowledge that the happiness is not there, I only am superimposing this happiness on that thing. And I'm thinking it's coming from that thing. We're just saying correct the knowledge. We're not saying change anything else. So Vedanta doesn't tell to change anything else, really. It just says see things right side up rather than upside down. Like that. And if that correction of the knowledge is done, we will leave many superficial, useless, unnecessary things in this world. Like that. Mm-hmm.
So I was going to say, the knowledge is wonderful. You explained it so well. But in ordinary household circumstances, whenever we go through our malas, anger, greed, all that, we try to blame it on somebody else, whether it's your relative, your spouse, your children, or friend, or a boss, so how do you handle that? Because when you think that I'm not the cause for it, but other person is blaming you. So how do you handle that?
This is a very good question. It came up yesterday also. Yesterday or the day before yesterday. Okay. Throughout the scriptures, everywhere, you would have seen lines like Tulsidashi, for instance, right? Jo jasa karai, so tasam halu chaka. As you sow, so you reap. Jaisi karani vaisi vaini. This law is, first of all, ubiquitous, means present every single place. Even Bhagwan also subjects himself to this law when he has to take out that. As he sows, so he reaps. So he did something to Narad, and Narad gave him a shrap. And because of the shrap, he has to take birth. So he himself works himself into this law to take out that. Like that. So now, anything that happens to me, I have to accept this law 100%. I broke my leg, that is my own karma, I did something. Somebody robbed my house, that is my own karma. Somewhere in the past, I would have taken unfairly from somebody. I got this disease, my karma only. So, I'm telling steps now in stages. 100%, I have to be accepting it is my karma. The problem with this, and many people feel that after I have done that, then I'm not supposed to do anything after that. This is where the confusion comes in. And I'm telling you, the acceptance that whatever phala has come to me is my own karma does not conflict with any other further action after that. People say, no, this person came and robbed my house, and in my karma in the past, I would have done something, taken unfairly from somebody, taken from somewhere, and now I have to give it back and all that. That is true. That's 100% true. But nowhere in the Shastra, nowhere in the tradition, Sanatana Dharma tells that you should not go and report it to the police, because the Shastra says, in fact, you have a duty to go and report it to the police, because you are a member of civil society. Stealing and burglary and all that is illegal in civil society. I know when I report it to the police will go and hunt them down, look at the footage, catch these people, incarcerate them or whatever, for whatever they have done. And so I'm contributing to the running of a very smooth and harmonious civil society. That is your duty after that. And the Shastra does not tell you, oh, because you are going through your karma phala, you should not go and report it. Where it tells in Shastra? Nowhere it tells. In fact, not only that, it tells you have a duty to do that. And the two do not conflict. There is absolutely no conflict between the both of them. Your acceptance of your karma phala does not conflict with further action. So whatever further action after that you're required to do by law, by being a member of civil society and all, we are supposed to do that. So now you bring it to the family. See, this one has done that, and that one has done that. The first step is I accept 100%. This thing came to me only. Why? Because of my karma. Now, suppose you're a parent. Suppose you're a parent and you have a teenager, and the teenager goes and does something wrong over there. Now, you will get angry because that teenager, and then, of course, if you think, I go to temple every day, my son should have known better. If your teenage son does something wrong, they should get angry with the boy, with them, whatever. All things. First, accept. First step, accept. It is all my karma, it's coming back to me. I have trained this very nicely. All people who come to tell me about their children, then I ask them, so what you were doing when you were his age? Same thing. So you first accept is my karma. Second, now you say, second step, what is that? I'm a parent, I'm supposed to instill values in this boy, I'm supposed to instill discipline in this boy, I'm supposed to teach him properly, I'm supposed to guide him properly. But that doesn't conflict with the first acceptance that is all mine. Karma. Those two things don't conflict. In our mind, we feel that they conflict, but they do not. Those are two totally separate things. In fact, if I do the first step well, I will be able to do the second step even better. So the first step for all of us is to accept when this law of karma is telling even Bhagwan subjects himself to the law of karma. This is the most potent. You know what Tulsidas writes there in that line? He says, karma pradhan biswa kare rakha. The pradhan word is such a powerful word. Pradhan means it is the most preponderant law in the universe. Pradhan. This is the most overwhelming, preponderant law in the universe. So much so that Bhagwan himself subjects himself to that law. If Bhagwan is part of the law, how I will be outside the law? So it has come to me, and every single thing, it cannot be that I got these bad things, A, B, C, D, bad things. But A, B, C, I was responsible, and D, my neighbor was responsible for giving that. There's no such thing. Neighbor is only the channel or the instrument through which my own karma came back to me. So now what blame is the neighbors now? Is my own karma coming back? But now, suppose it was my neighbor shot my dog. Right? I'm saying the acceptance does not conflict with now you go and reporting your neighbor and tell it the law take it. They don't conflict at all.
Speaking of sadhanas, although nitya nitya vastu vivekaha pariganyate, can you explain how it's a sadhana, nitya nitya vastu viveka?
Yes. So with the sadhana there becomes viveka. So you have to say now. And remember, viveka is supposed to lead to vairagya. The eventual outcome of viveka is vairagya. So I say, oh, I have been attached to this object. Means I think that my happiness is coming from this object. The same thing we were doing in Vichar before. I think my happiness is coming from this object. So now I ask, this thing is nitya or it is anitya? Means is this thing permanent or is this thing impermanent? And this is the vichar we are supposed to do, viveka. Oh, well, by ordinary observation and ordinary knowledge, I know this thing is not nitya. This is anitya. Achha. Anitya means what? It is a temporary thing. Temporary means what? One day it will perish. Perishable. So, if this thing will perish one day, and my happiness is dependent on this thing, that means to say, what will happen to my happiness? It will perish also. So when I learned that now, I said, oh, okay, take it. I got that. I developed detachment for that. Now I'm going to attach to this thing because this thing is more permanent. So if we keep moving from one object to the other object. Like for example, I feel, well, I cannot do this and I cannot do that and I cannot do it. So I take out a life insurance policy or I take out insurance so then they will take care of me. So we keep moving from one thing to the next to feel secure, to feel happy, to feel safe, to feel, that kind of thing. We go on doing. But when we do analysis, we realize that all things are perishable. And even if the insurance money is there, his body is perishable. I know somebody recently who wanted kidney and he had all the money and he couldn't get a kidney. Then what will do? Well, the body also is perishable, anitya. So when we think like this, that thing is called as vichar. The sadhana is vichar. And what happens is it leads to vairagya. Look, I detach from all these perishable things. And I have now reliance on one thing which is imperishable. But the human being has an intellect, and this intellect should be thinking about these things rather than thinking, oh, now the Republicans are coming to power, now the stock market will be like this. If you put this person as the finance secretary, then the stock market will do like that. So I'm using the intellect to just calculate all of the things which go on in the world and how the stock market will go and all the international relations, how this will behave like that. And so I'm using the intellect for all the superficial things. You say no, use the intellect to reflect on the more fundamental thing, which is nitya and which is anitya, and let that vichar lead to vairagya. So the sadhana really is reflection from the standpoint of nitya and anitya that is supposed to lead to vairagya.
Swamiji, I think I'm just following up on that. You made a very, very important point. In this group, as I look around, many of us are meditators of various schools, let's say. And when we are told to meditate, and you already pointed out, some say, oh, we are meditating for happiness. Others say, oh, I'm doing it for peace. Others say, I'm doing it for peace of mind. Some others say various other, they just want to get out of commotion and so on. And then I guess what we are really meditating, the point you're making is that objectless awareness, which Gurudev used to mention. So give us some hints, because all of us are meditators. I even see some who instruct yoga meditation and so on. And we all indicate a purpose, and you're telling us that purpose itself is a fundamental flaw in this meditation. The moment you say happiness, then you put an object.
So this is a very important thing, and I did not touch on that question because I was going in a certain direction. But good it came. This is supposed to come. So since we concluded that happiness does not rest in objects, the other question will be, well, where does it rest? Right? So the answer for that in Vedanta is, my nature is happiness. Is it not something that I can catch? It's something I can acquire. So if I tell you, for instance, you be a human being, what you have to do to be a human being? No, see, like if I tell you, be a teacher, then you have to go to school, get an education degree, and learn the art of teaching. So there's so many things you can do. Any verb I tell you, right? Be a teacher. Oh, suppose that if I tell you laugh, you know what to do. Laugh, you know what to do. If I tell you walk, you know what, these are all verbs, right? If I tell you cry, you know what to do. So you know every verb. If I tell you be, because to be is a verb, be, what do? Just be, you see? That is the what you call as the fundamental verb. You really don't have to do anything because already you are doing it. You're being. So meditation is to make all the other verbs cease. Thinking, reflecting, pondering, concentrating. Otherwise, people do all sorts of verbs, concentrate like this and watch this, like watching, remembering. So let every verb cease, and the verb to be, which is the fundamental verb, which is the substratum for every other verb. Just let the other verbs cease, and this verb you have to do nothing. Because it is called as praktasya prakti, means it is the acquisition of that which has already been acquired. There is really nothing to do. You just have to let the others cease. I am that I am. I am already what I am. I can't be what I am already. I'm already that. You can't be a human being. So I can tell you can be a teacher, be a doctor, be this, be a human being. Already you are there. Already I am. So real meditation is to just be my own self, be what I am. That is actually the state of Sat Chit, and it is already which I have achieved. Nothing to get. So all the other things are practices, preparation, pre-meditation, they're all different types of verbs.
So if I understood this right, Just following up with that.
Mhm.
We are already somebody, but we may have been modified due to our everyday experiences. And during the state of yoga or meditation, we're trying to get back to that original state.
Yeah.
Away from all those things that are imposing
Mhm.
me. Is that right?
Yeah, so let me restate that. That is the correct drift. Let me restate that. You are the two things at the same time. You're Paramatma, Brahman, the absolute reality, and you're also your manifested self, which is this, which is calm, growth, low, me and mine, and all the ignorance. We are the two things at the same time, right? But the problem with that is, I don't realize that I do two things at the same time. I take myself to be only one thing, which is calm, growth, of this jiva, body, mind, intellect, and all of that. And I really am settled in this half of what I am. And here is where all the sorrow and all the misery and disappointment and all the different type of things and fear and anger and greed and all these things are in this part of my personality. But you are at the same time Satchit Ananda. It is not that actually I have left that one and come here and that kind of thing. Then you will be thinking that, we have God is in one place and I'm in another place and all that. We don't teach like that. So yes, the other side of me is just pure Satchit Ananda that is free from this side of me with all of this sorrow and misery and disappointments and all the things I don't like and all that, fear, the duality and all that. So what I'm just going to now sit quietly and realize the other side of me, which is pure peace, pure Ananda and all that. But the scripture tells very, very clearly, very nicely. I'll tell you, the Vedanta Upanishad tells, Dve Vava Brahmano Rupe. Paramatma, Brahman, has two rupa. Two rupa. And then the next part of it goes to say, Murtam cha Amurtam cha. One part which is manifested, Murtam, and one part which is unmanifested. What you ordinarily call as Saguna and Nirguna. But it's the same Brahmanaha Rupa. Same Brahma has two Rupa. It's not like two Brahmans or anything. So yes, there's this side of me, which if I study from Bhakti Marg, this is also a very nice side. Every disappointment, every, dukkha, everything I'll be seeing as my manifestation, only Bhagavan manifestation only. This also becomes nice in Bhakti Marg. But in Jnana Marg, is no. Sarvam dukkham, sarvam kshanikam, like that, everything temporary and giving dukkha. No. I don't like this side. I have to now learn to sit quietly and realize my pure nirguna side. I just be like that. Yes.
At the temple, we always struggle with one thing that we probably can add to what I was saying. Our next generation, children who are born and brought up here, usually they do not find the rituals very cool things. We try to encourage them to come to the temple, but we have to kind of give some sort of drive to them to actually come. For example, I try once thinking in a respectful way. It's not like money drive or anything. We'll say, we'll do a storytelling session for you, we'll do a puppet show for you, and then through that we try to teach Shiva and our Vedanta, that's when we. So the other side of, and then our community is divided very heavily. So some people are very good into rituals, and some people are very good with the Vedanta knowledge, and some people are good in both. My question to you is that our next generation, when we talk to them about Vedanta, this knowledge, like everything comes to me as Vedanta. Once you accept all the other actions, as you said, they do not conflict with your acceptance of that, which that appeals to them. But rituals, like I can tell you from my family experience, I have two sons, we have got a grandson too. I'm telling you, I don't think I can attract them to come to the temple to do it. But this is mine. Anyway, this is just a background. The question is the knowledge enough for getting the mukti which you were talking about? Or do we have to
No need for it. Absolutely no need for the rituals. If people can, through the knowledge, understand all of this, that is sufficient. And for the person who likes the ritual, that will also. So we don't say that everybody has to go through the same exact thing. That's why I was telling you in the beginning also. Now we have a buffet style. And that you walk down and see what sadhanas you like and all that. So there is no such thing in Sanatana Dharma which said that you have to do all. You choose which one you like. And I tell you, if you see, they say vegetarians like us, right? Who are vegetarians, we are always deficient in vitamin B12. Right? So then you start seeing symptoms. Some symptoms will be there, but the doctor will tell, no, you have to take vitamin B12. So that sadhaka, he walks down this line and he likes this vichar, and he likes Vedanta, and he likes to do contemplation and reflection and all of these things, viveka, right? If he likes that, as he's pursuing that, somewhere he himself will discover some deficiency in something, and then he'll go back and he'll take that thing. You don't have to worry about that. He'll figure out that as he moves along on his path. And that thing will naturally appeal to him. Oh, I should do some of this thing. So we just leave, as long as they're doing something. We say, if they're doing nothing, they're going to walk down the whole line and doing nothing, then something is wrong. But if they have taken one of these sadhanas, then we say, great, very good. Let them take which they like. Okay.
I'll ask one more last question.
Yes.
You explained the second chapter and how we progress from knowledge and then karma and then bhakti, and that's the kind of one of the big thing that comes up in our society is death. And second chapter, Bhagwan says, Ashochan, that why are you grieving over those who have going to be born again and have been there before? All that in that shloka. How do we translate that into a common knowledge when there is a grief, families grieving, friends, everybody grieving over a death, and we have a older society now. A lot of people are dying slowly one after another. So how do we handle that at a community level? That type of issue, because it's not something we can talk about that. But I'd like your input on that.
Yeah, this is also very critical thing. I tell you, see, even for a person who has studied all of this Vedanta, and this has not become part of his life, when that person also loses a loved one, because his knowledge has not really become part of him, that person also grieves, isn't it? What to talk of a fellow who has none of this knowledge also? But that will be worse even, isn't it? But the one with the knowledge, he also grieves. So it is worse for a person who has no knowledge at all. So the only way to deal with this is to really prepare for such eventuality. It means throughout my life, a lot of vichar had to be going on. Now I tell you, okay, just now I see a mom who I consider, she is a very close friend of my own mother. They grew up together. So she just passed like 4 or 5 days ago. So that family was texting me, I'm here, they did that, texting and all and all. Now from the family, there were 2 members who were texting the simultaneously. And I could see the response from the 2 members was so different on the passing of the Amma. So one of them took that thing very maturely and realized that this is a very much a part of life and this had to go through, had to happen, and it had to happen. Eventually, she's almost 90 and this will happen. The other one did not take it so well. It means to say that between the 2 members who were texting me, that one was more prepared for this than the other. Now that is not something you can prepare overnight, correct or not? That has to be prepared from. Yes, this is the only thing we can do. Now, Some years ago, I attempted to give people some preparation for this type of thing. And what I used to tell throughout the life, what you have to think, the preparation has to be like this. Huh? Now, when a person is grieving already, it has happened. You cannot give any of this. That also they'll call you insensitive.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's one of the big problems.
Yeah. So what you have to do is just go there and be with them, keep their company and say that you understand and just that much. You can't go and give philosophy.
Right.
That is totally insensitive. So we say you have to look at death from a different perspective altogether throughout the life. And this is what Bhagavan is teaching that you brought up that only. And here is this Jiva who is going through this life and now he has become old and he has, so many ailments and infirmities in the body and all that kind of thing. Well, we should be very happy that he will give up this body which has so many infirmities, and then he will get another body just now. So why to cling on to this body which is infirm, and when I can get a brand new body and start all over again? So this kind of teaching. Second thing is the death, which we talk about as the giving up of this body, it is the best of all type of deaths. Actually, because this is the one where I get a new body. But in the scriptures, there are so many other types of deaths. Pramado ve mrityu. Pramad means I'm slipping from my spiritual nature all the time. That itself is death. Then, jo Ram naam nahi gaate, wo jeete ji. The one who is not chanting the name of Ram, while living itself, he is dead. So like I quote so many places in the scriptures, there's so many different types of deaths are given, like that kind of thing. So now throughout my life, I'm studying these type of things, and see, okay, so among all of them, actually this is the best death. Because if I'm atheist and I die, suddenly when I come back, I don't want to be theist. If you're atheist and you die, you suddenly do not become theist. You die being an atheist and you come back being an atheist. But when I die from this body, I give up an infirm body and come back with a firm body. So this is better. Any bad habit I die with, I come back with a bad habit. But this bad body, I come back with a good body. This is a good death then. So, like this, we think so many things throughout the lifetime. Then I get another opportunity again to pay back my debts, and like another opportunity for mukti, and pay. It's just going. So if we don't prepare, we cannot tell anybody anything at that time. We just have to be there for them. All right. Thank you for having me at this.
Thank you for coming.
I know we've got a few things to reflect on, and we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Swami ji. Arun ji, you want to thank Swami ji and conclude our program? Arun ji is our president this year for the Hindu temple. It's a very enlightening talk we had, and glad all of you came. And we have all benefited, and there's lots of hints, and we have to ponder over these.
Thank you, Swamiji, for very, very enlightening. And thank you, Venkiji, and thank you, Mama, for arranging to bring them here. We would look forward to actually having you more. It was very personally enlightening for me as well. Actually, I learned a lot, and I'm going to reflect a lot on what you said. I recorded the whole thing too. That's why I was making some noise on the speaker. I'm sorry for the interruption, but I recorded it and we'll share it with the whole company. And if there is any follow-up question, Swamiji, can we send it to you in an email or
please do,
something?
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll
My email is very easy also. My whole name, Swami Prakashananda @gmail.com. So
At
it's easy,
gmail.com.
yeah, no
Okay.
underscore, no nothing. Just Swami Prakashananda.
Okay. So you are spreading Prakasha everywhere. Thank you. So I will definitely add your email to the post we are going to send to the whole community along with the recording of what you said. And thank you so much. This is from our temple, from our community for you.
I think we can all offer pranam to Swamiji. I think we have some fruits.
If we can take a group picture also with Swamiji, that would be good too.
I'm coming with you now.
Yes.
I can imagine.
So where do you want to?
Right here. Swamiji, if you can come here for a second. You also please come. Come.
Go in the picture.
आप भी आ जाइए एक आप इसके साथ दे दो फिर एक आप इसके साथ all right all right oh अच्छा आइए please come you go ahead and please take one. All right. 1, 2, 3. I see a lot of Prakash. Okay. Vijay, if you don't mind. Oh, you have to see from the back, from here. Yeah. And then you have to take this. You can zoom also if you can. People are forgetting to see the real camera now. Make sure I'm there.
Yes, I'm not cutting anybody out.
Oh,
One more, I will.
oh, okay.
I want to make sure the Ishwar is also.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vijay.
I was.
Yeah.
Up here. Okay, I'll come and help you. Yes.
Central part of stuff. Whoever gets what they from it, it's a very valid thing. So it's just the phone. Maybe next head on like, what do you do? I don't know. Yeah, that's how it's reality you have to live with.
Yes,
Find other channels.
yes, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Charlie.
Yes, you shall connect. Thank you.
I message her.
I think we should open this door and maybe bring it to here. Mandip ji? अब है अभी यहाँ पर तो फर्स्ट मेरी गाड़ी में बहुत बड़ा बॉक्स है वो I have the dry fruits. So I'll just bring it from here. Let me see. Arun, why don't you stay here? Then I'll give it to you.
Okay,
Because I have my shoes on, right?
okay,
So then
that's
you
fine.
can-
I'll stay here then.
And then you.
ठीक है.
That will be better.
विश्वा ने टॉपिक आप कैसे
अप्लाई किया है
अप्लाई किया?
हाँ, वो तो मे भी एक दिन आएंगे तो पंडित जी वापस आएंगे
हाँ।
फिर जो है सो हम
आप घर पे आ जाइए, आप घर पे टाइप
अब
हाँ मैं एड्रेस लिख देता हूँ, आपको टेक्स्ट कर देता हूँ,
हाँ
आपको टेक्स्ट कर देता हूँ. व्हाट्सएप पे करूँ कि रेगुलर पे? व्हाट्सएप पे करूँ।
आज भी एक वो माला अर्पण के लिए ये स्वामी का तो आएंगे शाम को 5 बजे।
अच्छा, ओके।
उनसे भी बात